Good morning. Each year up here in the Catskills, we have an Irish Arts Week. This is the year 2020, and somehow or another, I don't think we're going to have it. So each year, I try and write a poem or a story or something about the Arts Week, either before it happens or after it's over, and I usually record it. This year, I haven't done anything so far. But last year I did write a piece called The Maids of Castlebar, which is a story based on the names, the strange names sometimes, which we Irish call our dances. And it's like a little story. And in the story, I actually started out in Dublin, and I'm going to wind up in New York by the time the story is over. So you may have heard it before, or you may have think you heard it before, but I have tightened it up a little bit. I've put some more people into it, and I've given it more meaning and some of the lines and everything. So here goes, and I hope you'll enjoy it. And if you're a traditional musician, I'm sure you'll get a little bit of a kick out of some of it. So it's called The Maids of Castlebar. I started within a mile of Dublin, intent on crossing the Shannon. I was tired after all the fun the night before in Sandymount. The wife said, "Shoe the donkey, or you'll never get to Patrick Street. And watch out for the stack of barley if you go in the Westmead hunt. And could you bring a bag of spuds to Josie McDermott's mother?" Before I got to the bridge of Athlone, I said goodbye to the lads of Laois. Patsy Campbell was out rowing with the boys of the law, much to Tim Maloney and Paddy Lynn's delight. The Dunmore lassies were by far George White's favourites, with the Bucks of Bordenmore on their way from Galway to Dublin. Outside Athlone there was the smell of the bog, and the flax was in bloom. The old grey goose was watching the geese in the bog. In the crockery I stopped in O'Brien's by the oak tree, and admired the blackberry blossom and the honeysuckle in bloom. In Roscommon I stopped to say, "Kiss me, Kate." She was back in Camden Town. I saw the fair-haired boy cycling as I approached Coleman's Cross, and Miss Monaghan was queen of the fair in old Ballymoe. This year the Rose of Ardmore was also the Rose of Castlebar. While the man of the house was out visiting the tap room, the drunken landlady was having a mug of brown ale. But I ordered up the cup of tea, Jenny's chickens, and crabs in the skillet. The morning star was over Crowpatrick, now a mist-covered mountain. I just found out Lady Gregory was really Paddy Murphy's wife, and that Bridie McGrath was the lady of the island. Meanwhile, Dennis Murphy was sliding on the tar road to Sligo, and Mrs. Kenny was waltzing on the road by the river. The Castlebar traveller was staying to get the harvest. So Paddy and the Anderson said I was far from home. The gander in the prairies got in through a hole in the hedge. The blacksmith threw the silver spear at the pigeon on the gate. The scholar was in the Bank of Ireland changing a 10-penny bit, and Rolling Mary heard the skylark after taking a pinch of snuff. Andy Grogan was playing Anne MacDonald's piano, drinking his first pint. Young Tim Murphy, with lovely Nancy and the Merry Maiden, was like having the cat in the cupboard or the fox in the henhouse. With a mouse in the kitchen, a hare in the corn, and a frog in the well, Mrs. Galvin swears when this is all over, she won't wear a white petticoat. Dennis Connaty was courting the piper's daughter under the bridge. The Longford splinter was at Cooley's and wanted the priest's blessing. "I'm happy to meet and sad to part, because I cherish the ladies." After visiting Matt Malloy, I came to the last house in Connacht, and saw pretty Maggie Morrissey and the sailor on the rocks. I'd have used the ash plant if I wasn't so lonely, because my love is in America. So I'm off to Philadelphia in the morning, or maybe in the morning after, and I'll see if the cat needs feeding, give him a leg of the duck, and go to Staten Island. That's the end of it. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little bit long, but it's I did a huge amount of investigating on the names of tunes to get that together. So I hope you enjoy it. You're free to use it too, by the way. If you